Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to week 27 of my weight loss journey update. Seems crazy. I was like sitting here and I was trying to figure out, I was like, which week are we on? And I went back in and I looked. I was like, this is week 27. Like, this is crazy. And I also didn't film 2 weeks because I was on vacation. And so that means that this is 29 weeks on my weight loss. I feel like at this point I should just call it my weight loss maintenance. Although that's not true because I got up to like 215.8. I went back up and then I've lost quite a bit of weight since then and maintained it. So we're going to get to my weigh-in just a second. But yeah, those 2 weeks that I missed while I was on vacation, and if you are watching this on Thursday, I'm currently on vacation. I'm pre-filming this. This is actually Wednesday, so I'm actually a day earlier. So had I made it to Thursday, I don't know. I might have, I might have lost maybe a couple more points of a pound or something like that. But I'm actually filming this on Wednesday because we decided, kind of at the last minute, we decided that we wanted to go to Las Vegas for our wedding anniversary. Our anniversary is on Sunday. Well, it's our wedding anniversary and our anniversary of the day that we met. So on Sunday, we will have been together for 16 years and we will have been married for 13 years. Very, very exciting, and I'm very, very proud of our marriage. We've worked very, very hard on our marriage. So that will be on Sunday. So we kind of decided at the last minute, well, not the last minute, but like a couple weeks ago, we decided, we were just like laying in bed one night and I was like, do you want to go to Vegas for, like, we were talking about what we wanted to do for our anniversary, like what place we should go out to dinner and stuff. And I was like, should we go to Vegas for our anniversary? And Alex was like, we should go to Vegas for our anniversary. So we're currently in Las Vegas and I'm very, very excited. Well, I'm not there yet. So after I pre-film these videos and after I film my videos for today, then I get to pack and get the house ready before we leave and all that kind of stuff. And I never sleep the night before we go on vacation. I always have like such a hard time. In fact, the night before we went to Mexico, I was like, in the middle of my walking phase, which I'm back into. It took me a couple days to get back into it, but I'm back into it. But before we went to Mexico, I couldn't sleep. And so this was for his birthday in June. I couldn't sleep. And so that night at like 10 o'clock, I like walked that night. I like got up. I was like, Alex was getting ready to go to bed. And I was like, I can't sleep. I'm always like the night before we go on vacation. I'm always like a kid before Christmas and I can't sleep. So I went and like walked like an hour and a half. I can't remember, but I walked that night. And yeah. So anyway, so we're in Las Vegas while you're watching this. Hey, how are you doing? So this is, I'm a little, to be honest with you, like to sit down and do this video, I was like, okay, I'm a little worried that I'm doing this video and then I'm going to go to Las Vegas, which is like one of my favorite places to eat. It's like some of our favorite restaurants are in Las Vegas, sitting in the hotel room, like eating snacks while we're watching movies, things like that. But you know what? Like, I'm just going to enjoy the trip. And when I come back, whatever happens, happens. And, then I'll get back on track when I get back. I'm not going to like ruin my trip trying to like be in my head constantly thinking about like, should I eat this? Should I eat that? Whatever. You only live once and I'm going to enjoy my vacation. That's kind of where I'm at today with all of this is that, and that's, I will say, one of the pieces that this being kind of like this, it's no longer really like this journey that I'm on, even though I keep on calling them that. It's just this life that, this is part of my life now, right? And so even though I have goals that are part of like this journey, I have goals that I want to meet, whether they're health journeys or they are, weight loss journeys and things like that. Even though I have goals on this journey, I have like so implemented this into my life that this is just part of my life now. And part of that is that I think before, like when I would look towards a trip or towards a holiday or seeing friends I hadn't seen for a long time, that's actually a big one, is like seeing friends that I hadn't seen for a really long time. I would be so apprehensive about it that I would be like, oh my God, like I have to lose all this weight, blah, 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 whatever, And I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like this is just what I'm doing for my life, which has been a huge change in all of this. And so that has allowed me to now be able to go on a vacation and enjoy it and eat what I want to eat and just be like, okay, not go overboard, obviously, but when I get back, I'll get back on track and do what I need to do then. And what's interesting is that the last 2 times, like when I've gotten back, I've been like ready to like get back and get on track. It's been hard to get back on track, but I'm like kind of ready. So, okay, this week, let's talk about this week a little bit. So last week I weighed in, I believe at like 206 I just looked this up, 206.5 or 206.4. Let me look and see. Hold on just a second. So last week I was 206.5. And that was down from the previous week, which was 207.2. This week was a difficult week. So my brother and sister-in-law were in town from San Diego this last weekend. So Saturday, we went to my nephew's football game. And then afterwards, we went over to my brother and sister-in-law's. And we all just kind of sat around and stuff like that. They cooked a bunch of steak and chicken and salmon. Well, I don't eat meat and I don't eat fish as a vegetarian. And so Alex took me and my sister-in-law to the grocery store because she wasn't really hungry for meat either. She was like, okay with like the chicken, but she didn't want like the steak and the salmon and stuff like that. And so we went to the grocery store. I got a bunch of hummus. I got pub cheese. I got like all this kind of cheese. I didn't eat too much of it, honestly. This is one of the greatest things I've learned since doing this is that when I'm full, I stop eating. Like I used to, back in the day, I mean, as like a binge eater, I would eat until I was so full I couldn't move, right? But like if the food was in front of me, I'd just be like, I'm gonna keep on eating because I loved food so much. But that's one of the things that I've learned now is that like when I'm full, I just stop eating. And I will say that has helped me greatly. That's been probably one of the greatest lessons I've learned through all this. So, I mean, I got all this stuff. I ended up leaving it all over at my brother and sister-in-law's because I was like, if you take this home, then you're just going to eat it at home tonight. Like, you're going to pull it out at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I already know that I can't have, like, snacks around the house. And so I got, like, 2 kinds of hummus. I can't remember all the stuff that I got. I got, like, cheese cubes. I got, like, a pub cheese. I got, what else did I get? Oh, we both got, Alex got some olives. I got some olives. Like, I think he got, like, I got garlic, and he got, like, blue cheese stuffed olives. We just got, like, hors d'oeuvre kind of stuff. And when I was full, I stopped, and then we just left it all there. We didn't take any of it home. So Saturday, that was Saturday. But Saturday, I did not walk. And there were also a couple of days this week. Well, so my goal was to walk, I think I said, like, every day an hour consistently. I can't even remember what my goal was. Maybe it was like an hour and a half. I don't remember. I think it was an hour. Because the week, 2 weeks before, it was a half an hour. And then it was, or every day, and then it was like an hour. So anyway, I don't know. I can't remember what my goal was, but somebody remind me in the comment section below. But going into this week, my goal was to continue to walk every day for an hour, at least over an hour. You know, there were periods back, you know, earlier this summer when I was walking an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. It's been very, very humid at night, and it's been harder to walk, in all honesty. And it's also now starting to get, so earlier I liked to walk late at night. Now I like to walk earlier when it's still like sunny outside, and it's starting to get dark earlier. And so once I get done with my vlog and I'm rendering my vlog and getting it uploaded is when I start walking. And it's like the first part of my walk, it's still light outside, and then the last part of my walk, it's pitch black outside. I can't see. And so I've noticed that I used to like really walking in the dark. I don't so much anymore. So, okay, that was Saturday night. Then Sunday night, we did not go to brunch on Sunday like we usually do because we were going to a big family dinner on Sunday night with the whole family. And so we went to this place called Rick's Boatyard. I actually did pretty good. I got a wedge salad with no bacon, and I ate like half of that. And then I got this vegetarian pizza. I did not love it. I ate like 2 pieces of it, and then when I came back later that night, like I tried to eat some of it, but it just kind of like fell apart, and so I ended up throwing it away. So I thought I did pretty good, but when I weighed myself on Monday, I was like up from before Saturday. And I don't know if it was just the kind of food that I was eating. I have no idea, because I've been, you know, making healthier choices and eating and things like that. And so there was one night, like Alex ordered food like 1 or 2 nights, and well, one night he got pizza from Hot Box Pizza, and he was like, do you want anything? I was like, no. And he was like, well, I'm getting brownies. And I was like, I don't even like brownies. So get all your brownies that you want. But he was like, do you want any pizza? And I was like, no. And then when the pizza came, it was actually while I was doing a review video that the pizza came. He got this like ricotta cheese pizza. And I was like, oh my God, this looks so good. But I was like, no. So, you know, and then the other night I got back from my walk and I was so hungry, and I was proud of myself for having walked again. So the last 2 nights, let's see, what is today? Wednesday. So Tuesday, Monday. The last 2 nights I walked for like the first night it was like an hour and 31 minutes, and the second night it was an hour and 35 minutes at last night. And so I'm proud of myself. Like I'm getting back up there. I like to walk for longer periods of time, and I love to listen to audiobooks. One of the things I've been doing is that the first part of it, because I walk in the neighborhood for the first part, and then I go outside the neighborhood for the second part. The first part is that I'm listening to a lot of music. The other night I went out to like a different part, like behind our neighborhood, neighborhood, and I walked on there and listened to all this music. So I listened to music to kind of get me pumped up, and then I get into my audiobook. And then when I'm in my audiobook, I'm like, well, I wish I would have listened to my audiobook the whole time. Because I love walking and listening to my audiobook. So the first night, I think it was the first night that I walked and I came back, and I was like really proud of myself for walking, but I was super, super hungry. And I said to Alex, I said, I think I'm going to order some Taco Bell. And Alex, and people always ask me, they're like, how is he supportive? But Alex is very, very supportive, but Alex is very direct without being rude. And I think that there's like, that distinction needs to be made in when you have supportive people in your life. Like, you can be supportive and you can be direct, but you don't have to be rude about it, right? And so, like, I came up here and I was like, I think I'm going to order some Taco Bell. Like, I'm really, really hungry and things like that. I've been craving Taco Bell, I don't know, for a while now. And so he goes, you're not going to be happy with yourself after you eat the Taco Bell. And I just kind of like walked around here and I was like, in my head, I was like, in all honesty, I was like, I want Taco Bell. Like, I want Taco Bell. And I go, I know, but I think if I just, if I order, I can't remember what I said or whatever. And he goes, well, do what you want to do. He goes, but I just know that you're not going to be happy with yourself once you order the Taco Bell. And I was like, he's 100% right. Like, I'm not going to be, And so, anyway, like, I've made okay food choices this week, and I've gotten back into the walking, but, my plan is today, it's Wednesday, I'm planning this for Thursday, or filming this for Thursday, so I can have this go up while we're on vacation. My plan is, and long trips in Vegas are hard for me. I mean, I love Las Vegas, like I said, with the restaurants and things like that. And we usually do like a lot of big like friend dinners and family dinners and stuff like that. We're not really doing that this time because we're going out there for our anniversary. So we're just like, mostly spending time together. So anyway, but still like dinners between the two of us. I mean, we already have like 3 or 4 reservations set up and really cool restaurants that I'm really excited about trying to fit. Like, that's hard, right? I don't want to go to a restaurant that I might not ever go to again and be like, no, I'll just have a side salad. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And so that's where it comes into play, where like I order what I want to order and then I don't need to eat the whole thing. Or when I'm full, I stop eating and things like that. I kind of go back and forth between this being like I'm a little worried about it and not be, I mean, once I get there, to be honest with you, I won't be that worried about it. I'll just be like, screw it, we're on vacation. When I get back, I'll, do this. But yeah, like, I struggled getting back into the walking because I had missed a couple days, and I was doing really good. Like, I think I missed the first day, and then, I can't even remember now. I think I missed, like, the first day, and then Friday, I can't remember. I can't remember. But anyway, I've walked, like, half the days this week, and I've eaten good, like, half the days this week. I drank a lot of water. I will say that's one thing. Like, I don't have any, like, soda in the house right now. And diet soda, regular soda, or anything. I, usually keep, back in the day it was Diet Coke, but now I've switched over to Diet Dr. Pepper. And I know people say that diet soda is really, really bad for you. And I've read all the articles and stuff about that, too. I usually keep some in there, and I'll have, like, maybe 1 a night. Sometimes 2, but, like, very rarely. I go days without having a soda. I'm not, like, back in the day, like, my friend Tanya and I, like, after a meeting would always stop at a gas station. I would get, like, a big, big gulp. I very rarely do that anymore. Oh, actually, the other day, going to my nephew's football game, I had Alex stop and I got Diet Pepsi because I hadn't had one in a while. But other than that, like, I haven't had any soda. Like, even going to restaurants and stuff like that, I usually, like, have a water or whatever. And so I'm drinking tons of water. And actually at night, like, I might have a cup of coffee, but I usually drink herbal tea. I've been drinking a lot of herbal tea. And so, and that's kind of like a switch over for me. And that has also kind of helped my sleeping. I noticed that the walking, I think, helps my sleeping, too. But the sleeping as a whole, that's a whole other bag of tricks. So, I mean, I don't even know what the sleeping's about. So, anyway, and I've talked so much about that on my vlog that I know people are going to be like, well, if you have a hard time sleeping, listen, okay, I'm working exclusively with my doctor about that. And speaking of my doctor, so I have an appointment with I have all my doctor's appointments like the second week of September, second or third week. I think it's the second week of September. I have like my neurology appointment, and I have my general physician appointment. And then at the tail end of my general practitioner or general physician's appointment, primary care physician, is when the dietitian and nutritionist is going to come in and meet with the doctor and I. So this is somebody that I know, okay, just to make that clear. This is like a friend of ours that's going to work with me. And so she wanted to consult with my doctor first about some things, and then she and I are going to meet afterwards. That same week is when I'm going to be meeting with the personal trainer. So all that stuff's going to happen that week. That's the week of like very seriousness stuff for Peter. So I don't want people to think that I'm like not doing that or putting that in the back burner. I wouldn't have gotten in a video and said that I was going to do it if I wasn't going to do it. A couple people have also mentioned to me about like the shot and things like that. I feel like I addressed this a couple weeks ago, but maybe I need to like reiterate it. I don't know. So when I went to my last primary care physician appointment, because a lot of people are like, have you thought about doing like the shot and this and the semaglutide and whatever? Okay. So the last time that I went to my primary care physician, we discussed it as an option, and he did not want to do the semaglutide. He wanted to do, or whatever it's called, I don't know, he wanted to do the real deal thing. And not that that's not real deal, but, you know, he wanted to do, like, the prescription one. And he was like, you're gonna, like, I'll have to call it in, insurance won't cover you because you're not pre-diabetic, blah, 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 whatever. And so we talked a lot about a lot of the issues. And one of the things that he said to me was, Peter, he's like, you know, you're actually a perfect candidate for it because you're kind of stuck, like, you're stagnant and you can't get below a certain point, and this might help you with that. He said the problem with it is if you're not making lifestyle changes, he said the research shows that as soon as people go off of it, they gain their weight back, the majority of people, because when they're on it, they're not making lifestyle changes, they're not making better food choices, they're not working out, they're not active, things like that, and you have to incorporate all of that. If you don't, then it's just a fad diet, and once you get off of it, you're going to gain all your weight back. And so that was my first concern. So I think that was like, I don't remember when that was, April or May or something like that, and I said to him, I said, well, let me wait until September, and if I can lose the weight by September on my own, then I want to rule it out. And then, so through that time, I've kind of like been reading into it and whatever, because I've been like, okay, I'm not against it. If anybody wants to do it, do it. I think that, you know, do what you need to do for you. I think everything from, you know, surgeries and whatever, I think that's a personal choice. And I think it's weird when people judge other people for that. I think it's a personal choice, right? And so, you know, I kind of like was researching it about it and looked into it. He had given me some stuff to look into it. One of the things that I found out and actually talked to his office and asked him about was that, so I had pancreatitis last April. My pancreatitis was the result of my epilepsy medicine that I was on. I was on Depakote for a long period of time, and so that's a side effect of Depakote. The pancreatitis did not come from anything internally wrong with me. It was a side effect from my medicine. That being said, people that have had a history of pancreatitis are at higher risk of having pancreatitis in the future from these kinds of medications. That scares the hell out of me because the biggest, I mean, like, that pain that I went through with pancreatitis was probably the worst pain I've ever been through in my entire life outside of the accident. And so, you know, to opt into something that could put me in that way. I mean, I'm trying to get, like, healthier, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not trying to put myself in the dangerous way, but I want to address this because a couple people have reached out to me and asked this, like, why don't you just do this or why don't you do that? So because of that risk and because of also knowing myself that if I did something where, I'm an addict, so I have to think through these things, right? Like, I'm somebody that's very, like, impulse driven and I want, like, quick responses. If I did something where I lost, you know, and I've talked to a lot of people that have done the shot and things like that. I will tell you, some people that have been on it for a long period of time haven't lost any weight. Some people that have lost a lot of weight. But everybody's told me that it takes a while before it kind of like kicks in and you lose weight, you know? The thing is that I think that if I did lose weight that way, that I would stop doing the things that I needed to do to be healthy. My goal, even though part of my goal is about weight loss, the overwhelming amount of the goal is to, as long as I'm here alive on this earth, to be as healthy as I possibly can be. That's not necessarily about a number on a scale for me. Although that number on the scale is something that's important to me, that's not what it's all about. It's the overall health. I'm trying to eliminate, you know, medications in my life, not get on more medications, if that makes sense. I'm trying to eat healthier foods, things like that, not look at quick ways to just lose the weight so I don't have to think about those things. So for me, as of today, and I don't see this changing anytime in the near future, I have completely ruled out doing the shot or any of that kind of stuff. I will say this, I've talked to a lot of people about it. I've talked to a lot of people that have shared their experiences with me, some positive, some negative, across the board, about the weight loss surgeries, about the shot, about all this kind of stuff. And And I've heard a lot of people have had really great experiences with it. I think people should be proud of their weight loss, however they lose it. You know, I think it's a huge accomplishment. For me, if I ever got to the point where my doctor looked at me and said, this is the only option and your health is at risk, I 100% would do it. That's not where we're at today. And I don't think we're going to be at that point anytime soon. Like, maybe when I was like over 265 pounds. But like, I'm so far away from that at this point. So I just wanted to share that with you guys to know what my thought process was on that. I don't judge anybody for doing those things, but for me, it's just not a decision that I want to make. And that may change. Like next month, that may change, but I don't really see it changing, honestly. I kind of went through this period where I thought about it. It's kind of like a plan B a little bit, you know, thinking about it when I mentioned it originally and talked to the doctor about it. And I looked into it a lot. I read a lot about it and things like that. He had sent me home with a lot of stuff to read about it. To be honest with you, it's not where what I'm thinking about, you know? So, I just wanted to put that out there. If I did do it, I will say this. If I did do it, whatever choice I made, whether it was weight loss surgery or the shot or whatever, I would be 100% transparent about that and come on here and share it and share my experience. I think one of the problems about all these things is that we don't see a lot of people online sharing their genuine experiences with it. You know, like I've seen a lot of people like throw out there, oh, I was on the shot. How'd you lose weight? Like on Andy Cohen or something on a reunion, he'll be like, oh my God, you lost so much weight. How'd you lose at the shot? But they don't share their experience with it. You know, I've had a lot of people that have had really positive experiences with it that I've talked to. I've had a lot of people that are just like, I haven't really had negative experiences, but I haven't lost any weight and it's made me moody as hell, you know? So I don't know, like for me, that's not enough factual evidence that I need to change my life over something like that. And I definitely don't want to put myself at higher risk for pancreatitis. So anyway, that's the stuff that I was told by my doctor. So when people want to say that there's absolutely no truth to that, I just want to say that was what I was told by my doctor. So, that's the decision that I'm making right now. And I've actually looked into the things he's told me too and seen that it's been backed up by research studies and things like that. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm still like the next round is meeting with the personal trainer and meeting with the dietitian nutritionist. So, and also checking in with my, primary care physician and stuff like that. So I've got to have blood work done and all this kind of stuff. I did the last time. My blood work looked pretty good, but I'm having that done again. So I weighed myself today and I think I was 206.1, but let me check because I wasn't down that much. I weighed myself today. I was 206.1. Last week, I was 206.5. So I've lost 0.4 pounds. But I will say this, okay? Not eating that great this week and not walking as much as I have been walking. So, there was like a week where I didn't walk and then I got back into it. So I probably walked half the days and ate healthy half the days and I still lost 0.4 pounds. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I'm proud of myself for the maintenance of it, you know? And then I'm continuing. And I will also say this, like when you look at the weight that I've had over the last, you know, whatever, I have to weed through here to see. So when you look at it, it's like July 11th, 208.1, and then July 18th, 207, and then, I mean, it keeps on going down, right? And then, July 25th, 208.1, and then 208, and then 207, and then 207.2, 206.5, and now 206.1. So it's gradually going down. So even though it's not huge weight loss, what it reminds me of is a comment that I got on my video like months ago where somebody said, I know that you're not losing tons and tons of weight like right now, but like if you continue to lose at this rate over a period of a year or two, you're going to reach your goals. And I don't know why that comment stuck with me, but it's so true. And I'm just kind of that mindset right now, you know, whereas before I'd be like, if I don't lose 3 or 4 pounds, trust me, if I got on the scale and I lost 4 pounds in a week, I would be very, very happy. But I'm not there yet. So you know what? We're working towards it and, or I'm working towards it. I know some of you are too. And I'm going to eventually, I know I'll meet my goals at some point. I know that, you know, and I'm proud of myself for maintaining it. You know, I'm somebody that for years, okay, like when you look at I kept my weight in here on my MyFitnessPal for like the last 12, 13 years. I think it was around the time that we got married. And when you look in there, it's like I gravitated the majority of the time between like 245 and 265 for years on end, okay? So, you know, and no, like, I lost it after the accident. I lost it after pancreatitis, but I maintained it. And so to be down almost 40 pounds consistently and maintain that, for me, is a huge goal that I've maintained that. So anyway, I'm very proud of that. That's where I'm at this week. I'm not sure. We'll have to see about an update for next week. But anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.